A Bergen County teacher is behind bars this morning after police say she threatened to shoot up her school. Plus, a family forced to scramble to safety after their house goes up in flames. And plastic bags are now a thing of the past in one Hudson County city. We talked to the kids that made it a reality. Your news starts right now.
Files One News, Morning Edition.
Good morning. It is 5 o'clock on this Wednesday, January 23rd. You're watching Fios One News. Thanks for joining us. I'm Christine Persichetti. We'll have your top stories in just a moment, and Nicole Denado will have your traffic report. But first, let's get a check of the forecast with Chief Meteorologist Brian Fitzgerald. Good morning, Brian.
Christine, it is chilly, but it is not nearly as cold as the past couple mornings have been. Most of us are waking up to temperatures in the 20s, like Patterson at 29, Parsippany 27, Bridgewater 26, Point Pleasant sitting at 28 degrees. Satellite radar picture dry. Now, we are expecting a good deal of clouds today, and by late this afternoon, this evening, the onset of rain showers. Some of that rain will come down steady, if not heavy at times, as we head into Thursday morning and Thursday afternoon. So because of that, the National Weather Service has issued flash flood watches and flood watches all across the state for Thursday. So we've got that to contend with. Temperatures will rise overnight through the 40s, and we'll have more details on the rest of your 7-day forecast. That's ahead in just a few minutes.
Good morning. We are getting a quick look, our first look at what's happening out on the roads this morning. Here is a look at the 495 right now. Nice and quiet out there as we begin our Wednesday morning commute. So let's get a look at what's happening for our current traffic patterns around New Jersey right now. Like I said, things are looking nice and quiet if you're just heading out the door right now. We do have a road closure, though, happening on Route 1 and 9 at Tonnelle Avenue. That's between Manhattan Avenue and Carlton Avenue. That's due to an accident there. So we have a traffic signal down. So just use caution in that area. All lanes are being detoured right now. Everything's looking good, though, if you're moving through Monmouth County. So let's get a quick look at our drive times this morning. Under 10 minutes for our major crossings right now through the George Washington Bridge and through the tunnels. We do have cancellations on New Jersey Transit this morning, the Morrison-Essex line and the Northeast Corridor line. Everything else, though, is running on or close to schedule for New Jersey Transit, and same thing for our PATH trains as well. I'm Nicole Denado. That's your Fios One News traffic report.
A frightening story out of Bergen County this morning, where a woman is accused of making threats against a preschool. Fios One's Arnold Godoy has the story from Elmwood Park.
Investigators tell our partners at NorthJersey.com that this woman not only promised to shoot up this preschool behind me called the Goddard School, she was actually a teacher here. Police arrested Gina Schroeder last Friday. Several of her coworkers at the school reportedly told police that she would, quote, one day come here and shoot it up. Now, those witnesses told investigators she also said she owned 3 guns. The article goes on to say the school was placed on lockdown. As officers searched for those weapons, they did not find them on scene, but they did report recovering 3 guns from her home. They say she owned those firearms legally. Authorities have not said what led to the teacher making those threats. Schroeder is now being held at the Bergen County Jail. She's facing charges for making terroristic threats and illegal possession of prescription drugs. We're in Elmwood Park. Arnold Godoy, Fios One News.
United Airlines is being sued by a 16-year-old girl who claims she was sexually assaulted on a plane while flying into Newark. The teen claims the airline did little to help her on her flight back in July of 2017. The Seattle Post-Intelligencer reports flight staff only moved the teen a few rows ahead and later allowed the man to walk off the flight without alerting police. Vijay Kumar Krishnappa received a 90-day sentence last year after pleading guilty to assault. United said it is cooperating with the criminal investigation. A brief ground stop at Newark Airport after potential drone activity. A pair of drones were reportedly spotted above Teterboro Airport in Bergen County around 5:30 yesterday evening. Reports say the drones disrupted the flight paths into Newark Airport. While flight operations at Newark resumed quickly, ABC News reports that some inbound flights were briefly held at their destinations before departing in order to slow the pace of incoming traffic. An arrest has been made in the death of a 7-year-old boy in Newark. The mother's boyfriend is being charged. Files One's Tom Murphy with reaction.
Mark Harper has been arrested for endangering the welfare of a child. The 36-year-old is said to be the boyfriend of the victim's mother. Authorities say Harper was caring for the second grader. On Monday, family members expressed their sadness.
How could somebody hurt a little kid?
Aiden Brown was found unresponsive at his home Monday morning. He was rushed to a nearby hospital where he was pronounced dead.
Who would do something to a kid like that? Who in their right mind would hurt a baby?
Essex County prosecutors spent the day going door to door looking for information. Police spent Tuesday night parked in the neighborhood.
Since we moved over here, it's been pretty quiet.
Anthony Alex says he was shocked.
Surprised and just felt happy that they caught him. Because, somebody like that shouldn't be, out in the streets.
He says he didn't know Harper, but he did see Aiden Brown occasionally.
I wasn't too familiar with him, but I seen him a couple times outside playing and stuff like that.
Aiden Brown was a second grader at University Charter School in Newark.
Being a young boy, just felt pretty terrible.
The cause of the child's death will be determined by an autopsy, but it is being investigated as a homicide.
Like an eye-opening, just, somebody like that could be living, a few houses down.
From Newark, Tom Murphy, FiOS 1 News.
Police have arrested the man accused of opening fire inside the Newport Center Mall in Jersey City. Ahmaud Broadway is now facing charges. The motive of the January 11th shooting is still unclear, but officials are looking into whether it was gang-related. One of the shooting victims is also facing charges and was arrested on an open warrant related to a shooting 2 days before the mall incident. A big fire erupts in Monmouth County, reportedly sparked by work being done on frozen pipes. FiOS 1's Christy Gleason has the story from Keyport.
Thank God I'm alive.
85-year-old Mildred Jeffcoat tells us she escaped her house with nothing but her purse and cell phone. She says work was being done to thaw frozen pipes in her home, and the torch being used touched a wall, setting a fire that quickly spread to 2 alarms. Officials say it started just before 7 p.m. and the fire was out within 2 hours.
We came in with a smoke condition, a working structure fire. We had surrounding communities come in for mutual aid. Took care of the fire.
Officials say none of the 4 people in the home at the time, including Mildred, were reported injured. Jeffcoat says she's lived in the home for about 30 years and raised 6 children, including her son, Jim Jeffcoat, who played for the Dallas Cowboys in the 80s.
Because everything I had, was in that house. All my treasures, all my son's pictures.
She says her biggest concern on Tuesday night was whether or not she could make it back inside to grab her granddaughter's much-needed medication. With frigid temperatures in Keyport on Tuesday night, Fire Chief Hank Young appeared to be optimistic while working in the icy conditions, saying it didn't compare to Monday night's single-digit temperatures.
We got it today, yes. Yesterday was cold, today's okay.
Also optimistic is Mildred, who says although she's not sure how much she's lost in the fire, she's just happy she and her family are safe.
I'm glad that I got out with my life and that nobody was hurt. That's the most important thing.
We're told the fire was started after a procedure was done to thaw frozen pipes in the home. The Red Cross recommends leaving faucet water running, even at a triple, during frigid winter weather to keep pipes from freezing. In Keyport, Christy Gleason, FiOS 1 News.
A new push is underway to replace the aging Newark Air Train. Governor Phil Murphy yesterday urging the Port Authority to spend more than $2 billion to replace the 20-year-old system. Officials say the monorail at Newark Airport is nearing the end of its 25-year design life. The governor says it would cost $400 million to keep the Air Train running for another 10 years. Currently, Air Train moves about 33,000 riders a day. A ban on plastic bags takes effect in Hoboken. Coming up, we've got reaction from the students who made it happen.